Young voters will pick them up, and we'll get to them after our speeches are concluded this morning. Our next speaker is a graduate of Kingston High School. He earned his bachelor's degree in history and political science from Mount St. Mary College in Newburgh. He graduated from Albany Law School, served as an assistant DA in Rensselaer County, and then in 2000 came back to Kingston to join the law firm of Ryan, Roach & Ryan and continues his employment there. He was a Republican city chairman who served as 6th Ward Alderman and minority leader of the Kingston Common Council. And 4 years ago, he waged an unsuccessful campaign for mayor of Kingston. Today, he is the Conservative Party candidate for mayor, Rich Cahill Jr. Rich.
This microphone is set for people who are much taller. Though I'm so excited to be here, I feel like I'm almost 5'10". Anyway, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Richard Cahill, and I'm running for mayor on the Conservative Party line. It's actually easy to remember. It's row C. C is for conservative, and C is for Cahill. This election is both unusual and unique. It is unusual because for the first time since 1989, there is no incumbent mayor running for re-election. So we're guaranteed to have a new mayor, which is exciting. But it is what makes this election unique that I think is potentially more exciting. For the first time in the history of the city of Kingston, both candidates nominated by the Republican and Democratic parties were defeated in primary. It's never happened before. It's extremely rare to see even one defeated. But to see both defeated tells me that maybe, just maybe, the people of the city of Kingston have decided to look beyond the party labels and to look at the candidates and to make their choice based on who has the best plan. Too often, candidates run their campaigns like a commercial you may have seen for Staples. You remember the commercial where they had the easy button? The big red button, it said easy on it, and no matter what the problem was, they pushed the button and boom, it was fixed. I'm for lowering taxes, push the button. I'm for fighting crime, push the button. Real life doesn't work that way, ladies and gentlemen. And when you make your decision, I'm urging you not only to put the party labels aside, other than remembering C is for Cahill, C is for conservative, obviously, but I'm also urging you to look at who has the best plan, because I submit to you that I have the most detailed and thorough plan, because I'm the only candidate that answers the question, how? I'll give you an example that fits what's on the mind of business owners. The homestead versus non-homestead tax differential. I think that's a minor issue that you have in mind, although actually I should say major issue. But the point is, every one of us is going to stand here today and say, we want to deal with that. The difference is, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close the city's economic development office. We have put over $1 million into that office in the last 4 or 5 years with limited results. And it's not because the people in that office aren't working or that they're not good people. They are good people and they're working hard. The reason why we're not getting results, in my opinion, is because that office is based upon a premise that it is government that creates jobs and causes local development. No, ladies and gentlemen. I think everybody here knows that it is each and every one of you, the businessmen, the entrepreneurs. You are the ones that create jobs. You are the ones that create economic development. And yet, here you are trying to swim in the ocean of the economy. And the government, with their taxes and with their regulation, is putting a great millstone around your neck and telling you to sink or swim. That's why most businesses are saying no thank you when they're leaving. I will close that office and I will replace it with what I had been calling an economic recovery team. But recently I decided to change that name to an economic growth team. We need to have more than just a recovery, we need to have growth. This team will be made up of people just like each and every one of you, entrepreneurs, businessmen, people with experience in real estate and other areas that are important to economic development. This group will make recommendations directly to the mayor's office and directly to the Common Council. Mayor Cahill had a team like that in housing, which made a lot of recommendations. Not all of them were adopted, but a lot of them were, and those that were, I think, were very effective, and I think Mayor Cahill would agree with that. We don't agree on a lot, but I think we would agree on that, right, Jim? But who better to ask how to solve problems of economic development than people who are businessmen and entrepreneurs? They're the people that know. You don't come to me as a lawyer and ask me a medical question. I mean, you go to the people who have the right expertise. There are other things that I have proposed throughout, and I wish I had more time to go through them. But just as an example, I have proposed what I think is a necessary change in the law. If you own a business and you live there, I don't mean you have a cot in the back. I mean that's your home, your domicile. I know I have 1 minute. I'll speak faster. If you actually live there, it's your domicile. I believe you shouldn't be taxed at the commercial or non-homestead rate. I think the law should be changed so you are taxed at the residential rate, We should be promoting home ownership of business. I also have proposed that we stop giving tax breaks to new businesses that come in. I think the businesses that should be rewarded are those that have been here, that have put the time and energy. I'll give you an example. Look at the Luca Cleaners. They've been in business for 65 years plus. That's a business that has invested their time, their equity, their sweat, blood, and tears into this community. That's the type of business that should be rewarded. Not a business that's going to come in here, possibly stay, and more likely, as soon as the tax credits run out, take off for greener pastures and better tax cuts. There's a lot more I'd like to get into, but I'm within my 30 seconds. Let me close by saying this, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the polls, please. Don't cast your ballot based upon who's the Democrat, who's the Republican, who's the conservative. Pick the candidate who has the best plan. And if you do that, then Kingston's golden days will not be in our past. They'll be in our future, and more importantly, in our present. Thank you very much.